Most people who consider working until 70 focus on the sacrifice. More years of commuting, more years of meetings, more years of being somewhere they would rather live. This video focuses on what those years actually buy. The Social Security increase alone is worth tens of thousands of dollars over a typical retirement. The retirement account math compounds that further. The combined financial benefit is substantially larger than most people calculate before they decide. The full retirement age in the United States for anyone born in 1960 or later is 67. Social Security can be claimed as early as 62 at a permanently reduced rate. It can also be delayed past full retirement age up to a maximum of age 70. For every full year of delay beyond that age, the monthly benefit increases by 8%. That 8% annual credit is the engine of this entire analysis. It is not a return on investment in the conventional sense. It is a permanent increase to a monthly payment that continues for the rest of your life. For a retiree in good health who lives into their mid-80s, this single decision produces more financial impact than almost any investment choice made during the same period. For this comparison, we model a worker who turns 67 and faces a choice: retire now and collect Social Security immediately, or continue working and claim benefits after the maximum delay at 70. We track the financial impact across three separate categories: Social Security benefits, retirement account growth, and healthcare costs. The 2024 average Social Security retirement benefit is approximately $1,800 per month. This serves as our baseline throughout. Claiming Social Security at full retirement age at the average benefit produces roughly $22,000 annually. The 8% delay credit applies for every full year of waiting beyond full retirement age. After the first additional year, the monthly payment rises to about $2,000. Annual Social Security income climbs to roughly $24,000, which represents a meaningful step above the baseline amount. The second year of delay adds another 8% increment. The monthly benefit climbs to approximately $2,200. Annual income from this source rises to roughly $26,000 during this stage of the delay. A third year of delay maximizes the benefit. At the maximum delay, the monthly payment reaches approximately $2,300 per month. Annual income from Social Security at full delay reaches roughly $27,000. The monthly gap between claiming at full retirement age and claiming after the maximum delay is approximately $450. That is roughly $5,400 per year. This gap is permanent. It also adjusts alongside cost of living increases applied to the original benefit. Delay has a price, however. During those 3 years of waiting, the retiree collects no Social Security at all. The foregone income during that window totals approximately $67,000. The monthly gain recovers that deficit over roughly 12.5 years. The break-even threshold falls at approximately age 82. This number carries real significance. Social Security Administration actuarial tables place average remaining life expectancy at roughly 18 additional years for someone at full retirement age. That puts the statistical midpoint at approximately age 85. A retiree who reaches that age and delayed claiming receives substantially more total lifetime Social Security income than someone who claimed immediately. The break-even analysis changes substantially for married couples. When a higher-earning spouse dies, the surviving partner receives the higher of their own benefit or the deceased spouse's benefit. A surviving spouse who outlives the higher earner by a decade collects the elevated delayed benefit for each of those years. This shifts the delayed claiming analysis firmly in favor of waiting for the higher earner in a couple where lifespans are likely to diverge. There is a scenario where early claiming wins. If a serious health condition meaningfully shortens expected lifespan, early claiming produces more total income. The break-even analysis becomes a health prognosis, not just a financial calculation. Working longer produces a second financial benefit that operates entirely independently of Social Security. It extends the period during which retirement assets accumulate. The 2024 retirement plan contribution limit is $23,000 per year. Workers aged 50 or older can add a catch-up contribution. The additional catch-up amount is $7,500 per year. For a worker in the extended age range we are analyzing, the combined ceiling reaches $30,500 per year. At the maximum catch-up level, Contributions over both extended years total $61,000 in direct employee additions to the account. Suppose an employer offers a match at 3%. On a typical salary in that range, the annual employer contribution is approximately $1,900. Over both years, that adds roughly $3,800 in employer money. Combined new contributions over the extension period reach approximately $65,000. But contributions are only part of the story. The existing account balance continues compounding during the extended years. Consider an existing retirement balance of $500,000. At a 7% annualized return, the balance generates meaningful growth each year. In the first extended year, that growth amounts to approximately $35,000. During the second year, working from the larger balance, growth adds roughly $37,000. Combined growth from the existing balance over the extension period reaches approximately $72,000. The combined total, adding new contributions and investment growth, reaches roughly $137,000 over the full extension period. This assumes consistent market returns, which cannot be guaranteed for any specific window, but it illustrates why extended working years compound existing wealth more aggressively than simplified calculations suggest. There is a third Social Security factor that most people overlook. The monthly benefit is calculated from your 35 highest earning years. If the additional years produce income ranking among your 35 best, they replace lower earning years from earlier in your career in the benefit formula. For workers whose income peaked in their 50s and 60s, this effect adds further dollars to the calculated monthly benefit beyond the delay credit alone. Healthcare is a third financial dimension in this comparison. It operates in a direction most people do not immediately consider. Medicare begins at 65 for all Americans regardless of employment status. If you retire at 67, you enroll in Medicare immediately. If you continue working past 65, your employer's health insurance typically serves as your primary coverage, with Medicare functioning as secondary. The cost comparison here generally favors the employed worker. Standard Medicare Part B premiums run approximately $175 per month in 2024. Most Medicare enrollees add a Medigap supplemental plan at roughly $150 per month to cover cost-sharing gaps. Adding Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage brings the monthly total another $100. Monthly healthcare costs for a typical Medicare enrollee without employer coverage commonly exceed $400 before any deductible or copay applies. Employee contributions to large employer health plans average about $250 per month for individual coverage. The employer subsidizes the majority of the total premium. The gap between a comprehensive employer plan and full Medicare coverage often amounts to $150 per month or more. Over the full extension period, that premium differential adds up to roughly $3,000 or more in reduced healthcare spending. It is not the dominant factor in the overall analysis, but it moves in the same direction as the Social Security and retirement account numbers. The healthcare analysis carries a practical caveat. As workers approach 70, health conditions can limit the ability to continue working productively. A planned extension may be interrupted by a medical event that forces an earlier exit from the workforce. The financial model here assumes a healthy worker capable of productive employment through age 70. That assumption will not hold for everyone. Working past full retirement age generates financial benefits through three independent channels. Social Security produces a permanent monthly increase of approximately $450. That increase amounts to roughly $5,400 per year for the rest of your life. For a retiree who reaches average life expectancy, the additional lifetime Social Security income generated by delaying exceeds $100,000 in nominal terms past the break-even threshold. Retirement savings accumulate roughly $137,000 in additional assets over the extension period. This is based on the starting balance and return assumptions described in this analysis. Healthcare generates roughly $3,000 in reduced premium costs over the extension period, depending on employer coverage quality. The combined financial benefit of working those extra years, under these assumptions, approaches $250,000 in total additional assets and lifetime income for a retiree who reaches average life expectancy. The decision to work until 70 is not purely financial. Health, job satisfaction, family relationships, and personal goals all carry weight that money cannot substitute. Some people find structure and purpose in continued work. Others have waited long enough. What the financial framework makes clear is this: the case for working to 70 is substantially stronger than most people believe before running the numbers. The Social Security delay credit, continued retirement account growth, and employer healthcare cost advantage all push in the same direction simultaneously. These effects do not cancel each other, they compound. The primary risk is health. If expected lifespan is meaningfully shorter than average due to existing conditions, the break-even argument weakens considerably. For most people in reasonable health at 67, however, the financial math favors working longer more clearly than intuition alone suggests. This is not financial advice. Your specific numbers will differ based on your income, your social security record, your account balances, your employer's plan, and your health. These figures provide a framework for thinking through the decision, not a formula to apply blindly. If this breakdown helps you think through your own timeline, subscribe to CashCinema. We run the real math on retirement decisions every week. Leave a comment below with the question you want us to calculate next.